right, I'm back. Follow me, but don't double tap. I ain't liking that. You subscribe, I monetize. Now who's striking that? Wanna see the contract? Who got the rights to that? This my story. I spent my whole life on that. Time's up. Shador Sanders with the rollie in the armor. I could do this shit with my eyes closed. The main attraction don't come at me with no side show. I'm selling high, they wanna buy low. Yes, sir. What's popping? What's good? What's going on with you? Listen, man, we took a week off, took a couple of days off, but we are back. But we didn't come back without some treats, some tricks, some treasures. And hey, man, we had to dig deep in the crates, but we got some underdogs in the building. My boy Rock is here, of course. But Rock, man, before I get to you, man, we got some special guests. My boy Matty already been on here, I think in the beginning when we was doing mock drafts, but hey, man, we had to call the bat signal. We had to pull it up. And Cody, man, I got to holler at you first, man. The originator of the cook up with your boy, man. Cody, Carpentier is in the building. What's popping, my boy? What's good with you, Playboy?
My man Fizz, man. It's been a minute. I love you three. I haven't been on a show with any of you three in a hot goddamn minute. Matty, I think the most recent feels like it's been a year, Matty, but it's been like maybe a month. But yeah, man, summertime. Getting back to it. 4th of July just hit. Drafts are starting to pump up, man. I miss you boys.
Yeah, man. Hey, we miss you too, my brother. We got Matty also joined us, man. He's in Foggy Bottoms right now, but he's working through it, man. Matty, how you feeling, man? I know you're a little frustrated with the camera angles, man. What's popping?
Boys, I feel like KG in the fourth right now. It's steamy up here in the Northeast. Look at my camera. Man. Listen, I just wiped off my lens, but the humidity is so absurd. I'm probably going to have to cut out here in 5 minutes and wipe it down again. No, it's hot. This
lens is going to start sweating. I want to see sweat. I want to see sweat bullets coming down this lens.
Yeah. Dude, I was out. Dude, you will.
Warped, man. You get warped over there, brother.
I'm fading into oblivion here on the left side of your screen, ladies and gentlemen, but I promise you, I'm here. I'm not going the upside down. I'm here. I'm knocking. But, the cook-up, I didn't know it was going to be so literal today. I am cooking up here in the Northeast.
It's hot in the kitchen, baby. It's hot in the kitchen, man. But we glad you here. And my boy Rock maybe he's the one that's cooking up, man. He got the sun is beaming on him, man. He's shining bright. And maybe I need to put him on your side, man. Maybe the chef is the reason why you cooking up over there, man. Rock, what's popping, Playboy?
Oh man, this is an awesome start to the show. Great to have you, Fizz, Matty, Cody. This is going to be a friggin' awesome show. We missed last week, but you know what? Sometimes you have to go away for a little bit, and then when you come back, people miss you even more. So tonight's going to be a great show, and the people are already popping in the chat. They're just can't wait to get into this marathon mock-up with us.
Yeah, for sure. And Matty, the good thing is it's a mock, so you will be able to pop your camera off, and you know what I'm saying. You won't need to see.
No, when we get flowing, it's like I can step aside. I will fix my camera, but listen, if you want to call me as I'm seeing my guy in the chat. If I'm Snoop Kiwoom, let's go, baby. I'll be Snoop Kiwoom today. 20 years from now, I'll be Snoop Lion Kiwoom. I got the whole evolutions in the bag.
Well, look, man, we gonna have a good time with the people, man. We ain't had no show last week, and I know they itching to get back in these mock draft streets. So we gonna holler a little bit of the people, man. My boy, bro, Brian is here. He came through. I'm sure he missed last week, man, but we back with you, bro. J Cap, my boy Jake in the building. Jackson Tribe. We got Connor in the building. My boy Shizzles. Oh, snap. Hold on. I clicked the wrong name, Shizzles. You see what happened when you pop up? You just a menace to society anyway. We all know what you about, man. All right. So you in the building. Patty Mills. Who else we got? ATM in the building, man. What's popping, my brother? Cody was in the building. He's still in the building. He was in them chat streets too. My boy Shimmy is here. Cameron Myers, man. Dragon Chaser. Man, we got a packed house tonight, man. This is what happens, man, when the elite come together, man, and the people show up to show love, man. So my boy Flock and Flock is also in the building, man. And yeah, man, I will say, Matty, man, it looked like, bro, you just left a steaming hot shower, man. You're over there, you're getting it going on. And hey, man, if you need to go ahead and close the door, man, go ahead.
Oh, wait.
Right?
I'm hotboxing up the room right now, but I'll get everything maintenized once we're ready to rock and roll.
It's all good. It's all good, man. Well, for those that don't know, for those that do know, of course, this is the Marathon Mock Draft. This is where, Cody, I know it's your first time doing this style draft. So we're going to introduce you to something new, man. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully you take this into your drafts and we see what's good with it. So in case you didn't know the rules beforehand, the Marathon style draft is a different way of introducing the rookies, incorporating them with the ADP of the regular players. So we start off rounds 1 through 3 with just rookies. And then the 4th round, we get into the Josh Allens, Jaden Daniels, and, it kind of picks up from there. So I will just say how you drafting your rookies, sometime it affects what you do later on. You know what I'm saying? But it kind of incorporates and make you put a little bit of respect on those 3rd round Harold Fannings and Jacquez Hunters. And, you know what I'm saying? You got to put respect on them now because in your regular, Dynasty mock, you probably wouldn't draft them if you're only going 15, 20 rounds. So this one right here kind of forces you to respect them rookies, and you being a college guy, I know you can respect that. So we're going to give you first dibs. I know I didn't send out the sleeper link, which I probably should have damn did. So let me do that now. I know we got enough people, so this is what I told Rock. I know you and Matty here. We're going to let y'all draft. We're going to let the people draft. And if we get enough people, me and Rock going to share a team tonight, man. We're going to do some charity work with the people and give them some time. But hearing them settings, though, Cody, what you think about this draft before you even get started, man? What you think about this Marathon style so far if you had to start a Dynasty with it today?
I think it's interesting. It's definitely a style that I hadn't thought of. I do got a cousin and an uncle that play in the league back home. It's not a dynasty. Well, it's a dynasty sort of, but it's also sort of a keeper. They keep like 6 dudes, but then every year they start the draft with rookies only for 2 rounds. And then they go into the rest of the pool, but that's kind of like, they've already kept 6 guys in the roster. It's kind of a keeper. It's a pseudo mix. Like this is the only thing I've ever heard, but I don't know. Rookies first couple rounds will be interesting. Yeah. Obviously if I get the first pick, everybody knows who the first pick is, but I'll be interested to see how it unfolds. And then also what the rosters look like, I guess, in the end.
Well, I say this. You get the pick first because you're the guest. So if you want the one-on-one, it's all yours, brother. I sent the link on your X for the sleeper, but you get the first pick. Matty, we'll let him get the second pick, and then we get everybody else lined in, and we won't got to wait. Me and Rock will share a team. As a matter of fact, Rock, let's just share a team for now, and then if we got to wait, we'll just add the other one. But just a reminder, though, Cody, it's not a 3rd round reversal. And if you get the one-on-one, then I mean, when we get to the CD Lambs and the neighbors and all them, you'll be on that side. So you'll be at the 112 originally if we was, picking right now. So the 101 is like the 412 is like the 112. So
gotcha.
Just a heads up. So you know which side you picking on. But Matty, we still got you, brother.
Yeah, I cleaned up the mic, cleaned up the lens. I'm ready to rock, baby.
If your connection, that's the only thing now.
We got to do it live.
Matty, your connection is
yeah, you frozen.
You're frozen in time. All right, now you're back. As soon as we say something,
maybe I just needed my camera to kick back on because I had to shut it off and redo
do this deal right here. Where it goes. Wow.
Well, look, I see Matty and took the one-on-one, man. I was trying to let Cody get his first pick, Matty. You kind of jinxed him, man. But hey, he said, "Oh well, you moved out of your way, man."
He's straight. I'm good. I'll sit here at the 3.
That's all right. So Rock, where we at? We on the other end? Me and Rock gonna pick the same team. Where we at, Rock?
So Cody's at 3. Where's Matty at?
Matty's at 1.
Let's pick at 2. Let's just be seeing what
the draft. My what's on? You said 2? Oh, Cody done switch now. Now it's Cody 106. So let's go.
I figured you guys were gonna go to the end, so I just figured I'll cut it right in half.
All right, let's go to the end. Yeah, we like that spot.
Yeah, we like that spot anyway. All right, so let me put it in the chat. Make sure I send the right link out, man, because I'm known to send out the wrong links to the people, man. So I know everybody
just be sending people links to his freaking dynasty leagues and then having to kick all of them out.
Hey, man, it's live action time, so make sure we got a sleeper link. We locked in. So first come, first serve, as y'all know. But Yeah, Cody, I'm looking forward, man, to see what you think about this. Actually, Matty was in a real draft with us. We started a Dynasty, and Matty actually did a real draft with us in this format. So we putting our foot where our mouth is, man, with this one, trying to see.
Look at that.
Dang, that
boom,
filled
boom,
up quick.
boom, boom.
I guess people got tired of us talking, man. So, hey, man, the curtains are closed, the lights are off, and let's get it popping, baby. So, without further ado, we're gonna get it started. Cody got the rules. I know the chat know the rules, and let's see what we can do. What we do, man. But I will say this, man. Cody, if when you go to your board, just click on rookies only because we do tend to forget sometime, and we got a guy that's picking at 105 that always seems to forget. So don't be surprised if
I've been playing fantasy for like a few days.
I got you. I didn't say this. The guy at 105, he tends to take Jaden Daniels. He's
gonna take Jaden no matter what.
That's just what he's been doing. So, yeah, my boy ATM, man. Hold up. I told you we ain't talking about Diddy no more, man. He's a creep. He's a creep. No more no Diddies, man. No more no Diddies.
Send the Addy. Oh, I meant Link. Sorry.
No more no Diddies, man. All right, that dude is a creep, man.
Are you guys sipping on anything tonight, or are we just gonna keep this a nice tame show?
I had me a Miller High Life earlier while I was grilling, but that's about it.
Ooh, living the high life. I just got some Moroccan tea. That's all I'm drinking right now. What about you, Manny?
That's kind of wild to see Cam Ward dropped to that 104, man. People not feeling him no more. What's up with that?
Yeah, I mean it's about average.
You think so?
If you look at because it's been a couple of weeks since we've done one of these, I feel like that's become more consensus. Is him falling? We have our community at South Harmon where we elevate the QBs, but man, if you look around the rest of the space, I don't know if you see the same things, Matty and Cody. Cam Ward just keeps falling and falling. I don't know why.
I think
the tier looks fine though. That it's those four guys are the first four, typically the first five. First seven's been chalk. It's just like kind of pick your poison. Seems like right here. Listen, I'm not passing on Travis Hunter in most rookie drafts unless I have the 101. So I understand that 100%.
So Cody, I asked you this: how far are you from Henderson and Junkins? Like I know you took him in front of Junkins, but how far are you between the two?
In Dynasty, I got Travion 27th overall, and I got Judkins at 36, and I got 4 running backs between them. So it's Breece Hall, Hampton, Irving, and Taylor, and then Judkins.
Okay. Well, I know it's our pick, Rock, and I meant to say this earlier. This is a 2-point tight end premium. I know we do the same settings. I be forgetting to announce it, but 2-point tight end premium. But Rock, I'm gonna do this pick. You take the next one. I'm taking Caleb Johnson, probably automatic pick. You let me know what's popping next, brother.
Take Caleb again because that's what I was gonna pick. Actually, I don't know. Take.
I like Jaden Higgins right here, brother. If I got to pick.
And yeah, I mean, I like Jaden Higgins too. It would either be Jaden Higgins or Loveland for me. I like Loveland a lot too, or Golden. Actually,
Rock, make the pick.
Let's go Golden. I'm gonna go Golden. Sorry about it.
It's all good, bro.
I forgot Cody was here, and I know Cody had Golden really high. Are you still really high on Golden? I remember you had him top 2 pre-draft.
Top 2 wide receiver in the class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still feel that way about him?
I rank him as prospects, right? So I have Golden as a top 2 prospect at the wide receiver position. But in fantasy football, it changes. Everything changes after the draft. So now, I got him behind TEP, behind Igbuka, behind Hunter. Like, there's plenty of other receivers I like. Honestly, I kind of like Burden a little bit more. He just went off here at the 2-4. Like, I think Burden's got more upside the first 2 years in the league.
Okay.
Oh, dang it, Fizz. We did the same damn thing we've been doing.
We
both went like, at the same time.
I'm looking at my boy Dragon Chaser talking about he on his 18th beer of the evening, man. I don't know what problems he has going on right now at home. But he is
college.
What the hell is going on, Dragon? Get it together, brother.
Playing beer pong or something tonight.
What the
Connor's got the Lefroy going. I love my Isla Scotches. I can tell you that.
Oh, we back to
what
Cody.
This is putting me in a little bit of a tizzy from a tracking perspective on my own sheet, having to sort through all the rookies and then still have it like not have a rookie sheet, but have like my main dynasty sheet.
It definitely breaks the ADP, bro. This is not an ADP friendly draft.
Yeah. Your eyes are just all over.
Just think of it as just your rookie only draft. You know, you got one of those, don't you, Cody?
Yeah. And then
the reason it bothers me is when I do regular drafts now, I don't even know where to take the rookies because I'm so used to taking them now this early. It's on Cody. Cody, he didn't know he was
timed up.
Oh, dude, no, I was busy talking. I didn't even know I was up.
Jabroni.
Oh, we thought you were filibustering because you were trying to figure out who you were going to get. Holy shit. Wait, you wanted Jaden Blue?
Goddamn right.
You know he a Texas guy, man. Come on, right?
Tell us about that pick because I'm not a Jaden Blue guy. Give me the case
here's
on
my question. Who else are we taking right here? Who are we taking? I mean, are we taking Bashal Tootin, who had 9 fumbles the last 2 years of VT? Are we and he's behind Travis Etienne, who's one of the best values in the sport right now? Are we taking Cam Scatabo, who hasn't done a lick of Djibouti in New York right now, and he's the backup punter for the Giants going into the season? Like,
wait a second. What do you mean? What do you mean he hasn't done anything in New York? They're just practicing right now. They haven't played any games yet.
He don't practice. He's been in the courtroom, son. He been spending more time in government buildings than he has been on the practice field.
Holy shit. I don't know nothing about that. Okay. For me personally, I'm surprised he's still available. I was looking at those tight ends. Like Mason Taylor would have probably been my pick personally, Cody. What do you think of him?
I love Mason. I mean, he should be number 2 on the Jets and targets this year.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's gonna be Josh Reynolds and Alan Lazard. Like it should be. If it's not Breece Hall, it should be Mason Taylor as long as everything goes to plan.
Yeah, so that would have been my personal pick, and there he goes off at the 212. But yeah, tell me a little bit more about Blue. He didn't pop in my pre-draft process. I didn't think he looked all that great outside of just his straight line speed, on his film. So what do you like a lot about him? Why do you think in Dallas this year he's going to get enough opportunity where he's going to merit that mid-second pick?
Well, namely because we don't think anything is going to come of the Miles Sanders situation. I think Javonte's still a fine back, but he doesn't have the burst that he once did, which he didn't really have that much burst. Blue is, let me make this damn pick for it so I don't time him out quick. I'm going to take
take your guy.
What up, Christian?
Who's my guy?
I know your guy you were preaching all before, freaking Mr. Hobblong over there from Utah State. Let's go take him.
No.
Oh, he's not your guy anymore, huh?
We got the Sean Payton's guy. So Blue, the entire theory on Blue is just the fact that when you look at the board right there, mid-second round in this draft particularly, the first round's obvious, right? Then you got Golden, Loveland, Burden, I think. Milroe and Superflex, sure, you can have it. It's fine. Higgins will have opportunities in Houston. Harris, I'd probably take Blue over Harris. Everything else after that, throw it out the window. I'm looking for the athlete. Blue is the athlete. Blue is the guy that runs in the high 4.3s. Blue is the guy that when you put it on paper and you look at who his running back coach was in Texas, Tashard Choice was the same running back coach that Jahmyr Gibbs had at Georgia Tech. He comes in with the same athleticism as Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs is a better pass catcher. Jaden Blue, a damn good pass catcher. Also extremely bursty out of the backfield. I'm just looking for upside here in a draft that I think is, like, when you talk about tiers, like there's like a massive tier break from the Golden, Loveland, Burden, Higgins, Blue conversation down to the Besh, Scattaboo, Williams, things of this nature. So that's really what it is. But I think there's a lot of upside with Blue in Detroit, in Dallas, especially with the offensive line. I mean, they've kind of tried to redo what they did a decade ago, going first round on the offensive line. I think that's only going to help Blue. And this offense should be, top 8 in scoring.
Why do you think he didn't get that much run his last year in Texas?
Well, I know why, because he fumbled the ball. period. And Trey Wisner is a leader in the locker room, and Trey Wisner runs hard as hell. And every time Blue would go out there, not every time, but it felt like every week Blue would get the ball once and he put the ball on the ground. But when Blue was in and when Blue was on his game, he's tiers better than Trey Wisner himself, who had 1,000 yards last year. It just happens to be Texas is trying to win a championship and hold on to the football in big time games against Georgia and Clemson and stuff. And that put Blue on the bench.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't have Dylan Lobb syndrome like he did last year. I know that was your guy, Matty, but unfortunately, just too many fumbles. So,
well, Rock, it is our pick, brother. I'll let you make this last rookie pick, but I will say I always pause it here anyway because this is the end of the rookie portion. I like to remind everybody that now the vets get to start kicking in. But Cody and Matty, since both of y'all here, give us y'all 1 and 2 teams of whose strategy y'all think is the best so far with the rookies going into the veterans. Just give us a quick little assumption of which teams y'all think y'all like the most and why.
I want to go first. I think Cody had probably the best start because in this specific format, locking down a for sure running back 2 in the rookie portion and then getting a potential running back 2 by Halloween in the second round, I think that sets you up now for this portion of the draft, the vet portion of the draft, to now really cook with gas and put together a team that's ready to win. I think getting the 101 in this format is a cheat code. Getting Ginty is like getting a second first-round pick. Like, I know I have the 12th pick in this first round technically, but I already have a first-round pick. I got Ginty. Ginty, to me, going into 2025, in our redraft formats, he's my best case scenario in round 1. I think Gibbs, Bijan, and Ashton Ginty are the best case scenarios when you talk about round 1 picks for 2025. So grabbing him in round 1 makes a lot of sense here. But yeah, I think Cody's strategy in this specific format is fantastic.
What you got, Cody?
Honestly, I was gonna kind of go with like Matty's got the only clear-cut guy that should be a first-round pick in seasonal and probably will be in Dynasty. I think TEP potentially. I was going to take TEP at 6. That team stinks with Besh and Knoll. I like y'all start with Caleb and Golden, but that's just because I love Caleb. I think Golden's fine. Probably, honestly, my team has to be Matty Kiwoom because I think Taylor's second in targets on his roster. Genty puts his team way ahead of everybody else on here. It's just the unfair advantage of the class. Sanders is the lottery. If he hits on Sanders, then he's not even. I mean, if you're grading this on like a Fantasy Pro 0 to 100 scale, Matty's got like a 98 if Sanders hits, and everybody else is in the 80s.
But the funny part is, I always try to figure out who likes what side, and a lot of times when we do these drafts, most of the audience, I would say over 50% would say that the teams that pick on the left side, they win the draft because of what's coming next with the vets and the quarterbacks being first. But I like to pick on this side that Matty's on because you get the Ginty and you come down and you get that back-to-back. But I will say with Shimmy, I like what Shimmy did because he even though Ward and Shuck aren't, top-tier quarterbacks, Ward could be that. Shuck isn't, I'm not looking past anything what he can do. But he is a starting quarterback, I guess, at some point in this 2025 season. He cleared up 2 quarterback spots. So now I feel like at the 409, at the 5-4, if the right quarterback isn't there, he can go talent over forcing the quarterback because, oh, man, I don't have none yet. So I like to start off with how Shimmy did it. If you had to get a Cam Ward and let him fall to you, at least I got one of my guys. I got my QB3 in a sense. I don't got to press that button and say, damn, it's been 6 rounds. I ain't take one. Now I got to take Matt Stafford because I don't have nobody else. So that's the role I like with so far what we got going on. But I guess enough of the talking and we can get back to the drafting. And Rock, let me know who we taking the next 2 picks. I'm leaving it to you, my brother.
Let's stop this royal slide and let's pick him. And honestly, going back, man, I would have probably taken Jalen Milroe. I'm not gonna lie, I totally forgot he was on the board at our golden pick.
Rock. Come on, man. You making excuses, brother.
Well, you're my teammate. You're supposed to remind me of these things, man.
You're my co-pilot, man. You're my co-pilot.
But I said I'm taking Caleb. You make the pick. You say I like Golden. I like Higgins. I like man. Can you make a pick, man?
Man.
But what's next though, bro? We going J-Day or we going Lamar, man? You call it, brother.
Oh, let's go. I would take Lamar personally. So
okay, say less then. You know how I'm rocking. So we're good to go on that. Now the draft begins. We get the cracking. We get it started, and yeah, man, we here now. We here. We good to go. But what you think about that, Cody? Getting Jalen Milroe that early over Golden and let's just say Higgins and Burton, those guys that we might have taken before. And where you at with Milroe right now if he was to be taken at 201?
I probably wouldn't do it because I probably wouldn't do it because I don't think in Superflex personally in Superflex I'm not touching Milroe. I think he's a 1 QB lottery pick. And that's just how I look at the Konami guys like that. Like if he's going to hit, I want him to be my lottery pick that I get second round, mid to late second. And I'll throw that dart in Superflex. I'm not doing it though. I'll do him in the third and 1 QB, but I wouldn't even think about Milroe there. I mean, I would think about Burden, Higgins, Blue, like I said, ahead of him. And then after that, sure, Mason Taylor. It's like I'm like next page on Milroe.
Well, it is your next pick, brother. This so you don't forget.
I got to turn off rookie mode.
That's the move. Let's ask Cody a question when he's on the clock and just totally bamboozle his ass.
Nah, for real. Got Neighbors. Oh, took Neighbors. Is that the highest we seen Neighbors go out there, Rob?
Yeah.
I think maybe if Adam wasn't in the stream, then yeah, that's probably the highest we've definitely seen that.
On a Tuesday.
Hey, Cody got it going up on a Tuesday, man. Malik Neighbors at the 407 to be exact. Yes, first time for that one, man. He got it going up, man. So, hey, look, it's little A-Rock. Where we at with CD Lamb? You see, he going a little higher now. Put some respect on him.
Yeah. All these guys are going ahead of the RBs. So
okay, well,
I don't know what's changed in the air.
I'm gonna see if Matty can crack the Konami code, man. We're gonna see, man. See if Matty, see with J Mac.
People checked out Matty's video where he was talking about the average number of amazing running backs in the top. What was it? Was it top 20 that you talked about where there was 12? But yeah, every other year there was like 3 or 4.
That's the trap. Yes, last year, I mean, injuries were turned off for running backs. We saw double the amount we've seen over the last 5 years be in the top for WARP. But here's the thing, boys.
Matty, do it. Just do it, bro.
Names,
for content purposes, just do it, bro. For content purposes,
that need to be respected. And this, my friends, is one of them. Bijan Robinson he has the gas in the tank. 17 games played back-to-back seasons, still a spring chicken. There's no way I'm passing on Bijan here at the end of round 1.
You got to complete it, Matty. Please do it for content purposes, brother.
I don't know what you are asking me to
everybody knows what she's doing.
But I'm not taking Gibbs because of the dynasty.
That's what. Well, listen, this is why I said what I said. Because imagine we go through this every draft, right? I done had this conversation a million times. Imagine starting a draft and you get Genty, Bijan, and Gibbs. Bro, that's the cheat code of all cheat codes. I think there's no other way to not.
You know what? I am going to do it. Because you're right. Because I want to see what this looks like. I want to see what this looks like. Because now the stranglehold
it would never happen in real life if we didn't draft this way. You wouldn't be able to draft all 3 in a regular draft. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And this is a point that I want to make, and this is why I love this format, because it just creates thinking that is just so out of the box. The Milroe conversation at the 201 makes total sense in a typical rookie draft because you know what your roster looks like and you know who is starving for quarterbacks. It might be you. But in this draft, the possibilities are endless. So I'm not taking Milroe because now you know you have to address quarterback. You already did. Yeah. So I think it's far better in this format to take a running back that could be a running back 2 or running back 1 by the end of the season, a first-round receiver that I do believe has a runway to be an absolute volume monster on a team that had its star running back tell the press, we need a stud receiver, and this is what their solution was. I think we have to read into that. and then you hit Lamar Jackson, I think right now you're cooking with gas. And this format it's very, very special because you get to kind of play off two different aspects of drafting all in one go at it, rookies and startup. And now having Ginty, Robinson, and Gibbs, you were right the whole time, Fizz. I needed to do this because now I need to see what my roster looks like, because this is like a start that would, if you're playing Scott Fishbowl 15 out there, if you could land these three, I mean,
it's crazy.
Holy shit. No way you can, but it would be ridiculous.
I mean, Matty, literally is no other way to get it unless you draft in this format. You would never get unless you only had Bijan and Gibbs and the rest of your team was just hot garbage for whatever reason, or you finessed the league and got the #1 overall, but realistic league is no way to have a startup with these three guys ever. It will never happen.
And in PPR formats, I mean, Gibbs might have had the quietest RB1 season of all time, because all people talk about is Saquon's season last year. But it was Gibbs in PPR formats that was the #1 running back last year. No one's talking about it, though. So I think that trio right there is pretty amazing. You got Matty.
Well, I think every time you get a chance to do it, Matty, if you get the one-on-one and you get a chance to do it, you just got to do it, bro. Just for content purposes, just to do it. But
this is for content purposes. And now that the smoke has cleared in the office, in the studio, I'm thinking clearly, boys. I was enlightened by the hot box, and now I have been bestowed upon me the most unique startup build in the history of startup builds, and I'm very excited to see where it goes.
For sure. And I will say, my boy Shimmy, man, he got the club going up, man. He went and got Brock Bowers and McBride, 2.0 tight end premium.
Got the club going up.
Hey,
on
man.
Tuesday.
Shimmy got it going up, man. I know I said shout out to you for getting 2 quarterbacks. Now you got 2 tight ends, brother. So I'm waiting to see how, and you got Fanning too, in case that ends up working out or something. But I'm ready to see what you got with that bill right there, Shimmy. I'm checking your team out, Playboy. That's for sure.
He's making sure no one gets in the club. He's got some big boys blocking the door.
Well, what y'all feel about this Pat Mahomes drop, man? Because it seems like every mock he's dropping further and further down the list, man. What y'all feel about Pat Mahomes and where he's at, man? It look like Caleb is walking him down in drafts, and at some point, Caleb could be drafted in front of him when the season get started. Where y'all at with Pat right now, Matty?
Cody, let me ask you real quick. If Pat slipped one more pick, who would you have taken?
Good question.
I'm with you, and I'm with Cody wholeheartedly. And the reason is Pat Mahomes, as good as he is, as if you're a Chiefs fan, you revere, you love, you worship Pat Mahomes. But in fantasy, he's just been fine over the last 2 years. Quarterback 10 on a points per game basis in 2023, QB 11 last year. They don't need. We saw this with Brady. Remember there was these years where, Belichick and the Patriots and Brady, they didn't give a rat's ass about your fantasy team. They wanted to win football games. They'll win 10-7 every game. And that's the Chiefs right now. So he's not trying to light it up. He's not trying to put the world on fire. And I think Caleb Williams is in a position to set the world on fire and potentially have a top 5. It's crazy to say top 3 NFL season. He can throw the 40 touchdowns with this arsenal, with this coach as his offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson running the show. I'm with Cody. If the two are available, with the decision between Gibbs and someone else was Caleb Williams for me.
Well, where we at, Rock, with this pick? And I'm gonna let Cody talk about Caleb and Pat. Where we at, Rock?
This is an easy Los Angeles Chargers stack for me.
I was about to ask. I
figured
you was about to say that, but I didn't know if you wanted to go Drake May or whatever. So I'm with you.
After the video that I just made, are you kidding?
Well, I'll take Lad first in case you change your mind. You don't want to go Marv?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay. All right. Oh, I forgot. You hate Kyler Murray. I got you. I got you, brother. I got you.
Yeah.
But what's your Pat Mahomes versus Caleb feeling, Cody, on this one? Because I think people sleeping on Pat, man. I think Pat gonna wake them peoples up, man. But I want to hear what Cody think, because I believe what Matty said, Cody might kind of be on the same tip with that.
I love Pat, man. I've loved Pat since day 1, day 0, when he was behind Alex Smith, and I just kind of with what Matty says about the Chiefs just figuring out, first off, how to draft defense year after year after year after year. Brett Veach has dominated that, and that's allowed them to, utilize the cold weather, play lower scoring games, not have to push the football down the field every single game consistently, wear out Pat's arm, and allow him to learn how to win different ways. And that just makes them even scarier because we all know they can win if they got to score 45, 50 points. They can do it. And now the weaponry they have, like Hollywood Brown, Worthy, Rice, Kelsey can still play ball. Like there's enough weaponry to do whatever they want. I'm more towards in Dynasty going to youth, going to the next thing. I got these guys completely in different tiers in my Dynasty rankings. Caleb in the top 15 overall in Superflex, and Pat right at 30 in Superflex. So I'm pretty much out on the Mahomes Dynasty thing right now as far as having him where Keep Trade Cut does, which is at overall 18 and QB6. I'm not there.
But it's also your pick, brother. But I don't know. I heard everything you said, and what you said makes absolute sense, bro. And you kind of say what I already know. I just think after that Super Bowl loss, man, and the embarrassment that they showed on offense, letting the defense lead them to a championship, I think Pat is going to let Andy know, I'm done winning with defense, man. If you trust me to be who I am, I need to get back to being him. And I think this year Pat going to go in. He already said he tired of talking football. He ready to play. And I think Pat's going to let people know that, yeah, I got a good defense, but don't forget who I am. I'm just betting on Pat Mahomes this year, man. All the overs, I'm taking them, man.
I hope you're right. That's why I'm treating it in seasonal, but not in Dynasty.
I'm with you. I can respect that one. I can respect that. I think he is going to wake people up, though, man. I think people sleeping on my boy this year, man.
Last year was probably the worst Kansas City team we have seen under Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, and they still made it to the fucking Super Bowl. So I think it was on the back of a Travis Kelce, and that was pretty much it. That's all they really had on offense. So I think it's going to be a lot better this year. But yeah, he makes a lot out of, he makes chicken salad out of chicken shit. That's what he did the whole year. So,
what were you about to say, Cody?
No, I didn't mean to say that.
Well, I was going to say, where y'all at with Laporta, man? Because I don't know where to rank him. It seems like he goes randomly like 2-3 rounds behind McBride or right behind him. I don't never know where to take him or where I even want him.
It is pretty random. I feel the same way too, Fizz.
He's like the most random player every time I see him. Like, I don't even know where he goes on my list. I have no clue.
I mean, me personally, I think he's going to take a step forward from last year. I think he was kind of the odd man out where they were trying to get J-Mo going and Gibbs and Amon-Ra, still the cornerstones of the offense. But I think they're going to get Laporta involved a little bit more this year. I think he's still a solidified top 4 or 5 tight end.
Matty, this is bold, man.
Well, I was going, before we got past Matty, I was going to ask Matty, when we first started doing this show on the mock drafts, Matty joined, I think, the first 2 or 3. And every draft, he took DeAndre Swift.
Don't spoil it, Fizz. He ain't had that pick yet.
I know, but I wanted to ask him. I mean, it seemed like this is before the NFL draft. He was taking Swift. He was taking him and McCaffrey every single time. So Matty taking Chris McCaffrey to me isn't a surprise. But Matty, how you feeling now that we have you back on? Because I think you got on way before. This is before the NFL draft, and you was doing this. So clearly, you still taking CMC. You feeling the type of way. How you feeling about CMC, especially over JT, Jacobs, Higgins, all these play Kyron? Clearly you took him for a reason, but what makes you take CMC right here, bro? Where you had him, especially having those 3 running backs already. Like, give us your thoughts on what made you do that, bro.
I'm taking CMC anytime there's a discount. It's just sometimes we make fantasy football so much harder than it has to be. Mm-hmm. And with this specific build, the amount of risk that I just took on with Christian McCaffrey is minimal, considering the running back depth that I have. And on top of that, I got myself a Konami code quarterback that has top 5 potential, has been a top 5 quarterback in fantasy before. And getting Christian McCaffrey, I mean, you want to talk about in comparison to the field, Christian McCaffrey has a ceiling that is only achievable by 2 players in fantasy football. He has injury risk, but so does Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor's dealt with ankle injuries. Josh Jacobs, who's been a bull, still doesn't have the upside that McCaffrey has. Higgins has dealt with injuries and will deal with injuries. He got the bag. We know what Higgins is. Rome Odunze, unknown. Christian McCaffrey here is in absolute smash mode now. I put myself in a little bit of pickle when I look at my roster and how I can draft going forward. But even if this team tanks, this is a dynasty build. We're talking about longevity.
Yep.
If my team stinks, my door will be knocked on, and I will have assets in droves if I decide to trade any of my running backs at this point.
Yep.
This running back stable is this right here is the fantasy football version of collecting infinity stones if the infinity stones were running backs. And I got 4 of them.
Hey, Matty, you know what's so crazy? I had the same team that you had. I didn't take McCaffrey. I kind of botched it at the receiver and even at quarterback. And literally the conversation after the draft was, you have assets in Bijan, Gibbs, and Gentry that everyone is going to buy. So the same thing you just said, I've dealt with it before. So I know exactly what you mean, because I feel like I botched it. Like, damn, I think I should have just did this and did it. But you can't go wrong having them 3 infinity stones, bro. You really can't. So
Cody has something to say.
Go ahead.
Who the hell is out here in the streets buying Bijan and Gibbs and Gentry? Who's?
I was about to say the same thing, Cody, because I don't think anyone can afford the 3 liquid first plus that it takes to pay for really any startup player that's going in the first round. But that's just me. I've never really seen either of those guys really get traded. But
this is not
maybe Matty's in some different leagues.
This is not the time of year. This is ifs and buts were candies and nuts season. We can just all pretend every one of these.
Wait, what? I don't know that phrase. What the hell?
You never heard that? If ifs and buts were candies and nuts, every day would be Christmas. You never heard that saying?
What the hell?
Nah, I never heard that one, brother.
If my aunt had a dick, she'd be my uncle.
It's kind of that's the southern version of what I just said. That is
let's
the
look at the wide
receivers. The Harvard thing I just said. But I'm not selling any of these running backs now. You never sell running backs in July. You sell running backs on Halloween, on Thanksgiving, when a playoff team is gasping for their last bit of playoff air. This is where you bend teams over and get a chance to go full Diddy. Wait, you can't say that, right, Fizz?
Oh my lord!
Yeah,
you're talking about nuts and Diddy and bending over. Hey, Fizz,
you got the 4 dudes everyone's scared of, and you're not in the playoffs. Ain't nobody scared of you.
I would say King.
I don't know.
Henry,
I think my team is absolutely built right now to win the playoffs.
You going King Henry? Right?
Fuck yeah, I do. He's probably going to be a top 3 running back, and we're getting him in like the 7-12.
And what we at next, bro? Because I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of quarterback power with the pass on it, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
They're all let's go. I would say either Penix or Prescott. Those are my 2 picks.
Yeah,
but you could go Penix for the upside and he's younger.
Nah, I like.
We can win
bro.
now.
I think Dak can have a top 5 year if you really locked in. I'm gonna take Dak. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Damn, he is gonna score so many points as your QB3 on the bench.
I mean, this is best ball.
It's best ball, so
yeah, that's why I was kind of leaning towards Penix as maybe a trade.
My bad. I forgot it was best ball. Yeah. I might have drafted totally different if this was.
There's 13 different rules in here. Best ball.
I know, double 2-point TEP. I forgot.
I mean, we
hey man, I forgot about Jalen Milroe too. We all forget shit.
Damn, play that "What the Helly" sounder. What the Helly?
What the hell? What the helly?
That's a good one.
Someone talked about it earlier. They said that Herbert was a better real life quarterback than a fantasy quarterback. Do you guys agree with that? Or I think he's going to actually be really good this upcoming season. I mean, Greg Roman, he's usually a run first type of guy, but then they completely transitioned after the bye week. And actually, I think they finished the season in the 20s as far as EPA per run, but then in the top 10 in EPA per pass, especially with Ladd McConkey. Do you guys think they're going to be balanced? Or maybe more run, more pass? What do you guys think?
Do you think that they're going to throw the ball 700 times or 500 times? That's where I lay. I think they're going to throw the ball probably closer to that 500.
I think it's going to be like more like 480.
Yeah, exactly. And also when you think about past that, it's like, yeah, we all love Ladd, but also what else we got? We got We got Tyler Conklin. We got Big Mike Will.
Who?
We got Darius Davis.
Trey Harris.
Trey Harris.
I know about Trey
and
Harris.
They got Omarion. Omarion is going to eat at least 300 carries.
And Naj. Bro, if I'm Greg Roman,
he's going to add 250.
300 to Omarion, 300 to Naj.
Right. I mean, it's just, I like Herbert's skill set. If this was Madden, I'd build a freaking air him out Texas Tech offense around him. That's just not what Harbaugh does. That's just not how he wins. And I think he signaled that when he made sure he had a big-bodied, load-carrying running back like Najee, and then said, you know what, we got him. Let's get the younger version. Let's get Omarion. I think
that's what we usually think of them, but then they pivoted, after that bye week. They became one of the best passing teams.
They didn't have Najee and Omarion. That's the thing. They didn't have those guys. Those guys, I mean, that's having thunder and thunder. He is going to run the living Cody, you fucking bitch. That was a good pick.
They also drafted Trey Harris.
On a Tuesday.
They brought back Big Mike. I don't know. We don't really know, I think, what they're going to do. I think they're going to be balanced, and they're going to be mainly a defensive team. I mean, that defense is absolutely loaded, too, so they probably will run it as much as they can. They can do whatever they want. That's why it's a scary team.
Here's my bold tank for the AFC West. I think the AFC West is going to be the biggest underperformer for points in the entire NFL. I think you have 4 teams who have good NFL coaches who know how to win football games, and how you truly win football games at a high level is playing defense, special teams, and offense, not getting in shootouts, not just, throwing your nuts on the table and going crazy. I think we see a lot of low scoring, good old school football games in the AFC West. I'm not avoiding the AFC West by any chance. There's superstars all over the place. I took Ginty with the 101, and so I'm not avoiding those guys. I just overall, I think we see a lot of unders for season totals for a lot of things in the AFC West. I think we see a lot of drag them out. I think the AFC West looks a hell of a lot like the AFC North this year.
Yeah, but Matty, that's 6 games where they're going to run into a buzzsaw. The other 10 games, they're going to absolutely fucking clap cheeks for the whole rest of the league.
We hope, or they just, Are
we still talking about the Chargers?
Just the AFC West. Yeah, in general.
Block us out, Cody.
Chargers gonna be clapping anybody's cheeks, man.
What did you just say? What did you just talk about, cheeks? Who did you say?
There's just too much cheek talk here, boys. I'm gonna be honest. Sorry, I'm making a pick. I'm not gonna fall into the.
I don't know. I'm pretty psyched up. The Bootleg podcast with Brett and EJ, they just talked about the AFC West, and I mean they have almost all 4 teams going to the playoffs. So
but I think that's bad for fantasy. The fact that they're going to play that good of football means I think it's going to be tough for us fantasy gamers looking for shootouts.
Well, Matty, that's kind of funny you say that, because me and Fizz just finished up a series about correlating points and wins with fantasy points. And for the most part, the teams that are on better performing teams that actually have more wins, they actually usually do score more points. So I don't know. Right. Maybe check out those videos.
I hope you're right, brother.
I hope so too. But
all right, that sucks. All right, this build officially blows, boys.
Yeah, see, I was going to say
build officially blows, boys.
Hope the exact goes the next round.
Matty, what?
This build officially blows.
Do it again.
What? There's one thing that we have figured out, Fizz, is that you have to get 2 QBs by round 4. If you fuck around, then you're going to be stuck with Tua. You could have gone Sam Darnold.
What do you mean round 4? It's round 8. Are you talking about round 4 in
in this draft? Round 4, yes. You have to start 4 as 1.
Yeah, sorry about it. So yeah, by round 7, if you don't have
but I'm gonna be honest. I think if Matty, instead of taking CMC with them other 3 running backs, if you would have took Trevor or Love or Dak,
McCaffrey, JJ McCarthy. Yeah, I agree. That's going to be the difference maker.
I think you would say, "Damn, I love this team," and then you could have just stacked your receivers here instead of 2 and take 2 receivers back to back.
For sure.
But again, Matty, I botched my team when I had that spot, and I looked at it at the end and said, "Damn, if I would have did this one thing." The one thing I messed up on was quarterback. I let the quarterbacks ride, and I realized later I should have never did it.
Yeah, but I mean, Tua was QB9 in 2023. If I'm shooting for upside,
his brain was
upside.
That was 4 concussions ago.
Man, people hate
exactly.
Oh my God, are we gonna start nitpicking on people's teams? Like, I mean, come on now. I mean, there is some upside here too. Don't act like he doesn't have
spades over here, homie.
Some upside.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I was waiting for him to do this, and he did it. He took Stafford. I like Shizzles. He don't have any running backs, but he got McMillan, Besh, Noel, Jefferson, AJB, Higgins, McLaurin. I mean, he don't have no running backs, but damn,
he's the anti-Matty.
Hey, that's what
that team straight up is the that is the antithesis. Sorry, of knowing how to formulate this exact format. If you switch Henderson and McMillan, that team's cooking.
Yeah, it is. I like
that team's cooking. But right now, there's just too much in one area. I don't fear that team. I don't think that team's going to have a lot of mainstay early or late. But I do love the vet portion of his draft. Yeah. I love that. And if he would have went Travion and Cam Scatterbo instead of Tet and Besh, his team would be fucking nails.
Like on a chalkboard.
What up, Ty? How you feeling, Playboy?
I like that pick that you just made, Cody. I think Hawkinson has a really good shot of being maybe even the tight end 2 or 3, and you're getting them like 5 rounds after these other guys.
Cody is cooking, man.
Let him cook now.
There you go. My man is cooking up right now, man. I see you, man.
I don't love this round at all. Thought about reaching on a couple dudes, but I was like, you know what? Just plug this tight end in here.
I also like you kind of using a little little like underdog strategy here, going with the NFC North. You get a little bit of that run back, hoping for some Bears, Vikings. That was a great shootouts. Pick. I like that.
Well, Cody, where you at with Rome? I saw you got Rome, and I reached for him in every single draft. But where you at with Rome compared to the guys that went before and after him? And what you think about Rome? I know he's the hottest ticket on the streets right now. But where you at with Rome?
I got Rome 38th overall. I got him right behind Garrett Wilson in Dynasty. So I came with both these cats. I mean, I'm pretty stoked about this trio I got with Rome and Wilson and Neighbors.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, that feels pretty sick. I got the Caleb stack. I got the Field stack. Like, I feel pretty damn good. I'm probably not going to stack. I might stack Dart with Neighbors later, but for that late season tizzy. But I don't know. I like it. I like it so far. I love Rome. I think DJ is probably, no matter how things shake out, either a trade candidate midseason or gone next spring. But I think that's going to be a byproduct of Loveland, Burden, and Rome. And I know Matty hates hearing that, but Matty also,
I love Rome Odunze.
That Rome wide receiver 1 fancy too with a couple last year.
Also, like at this point in their career, I mean, DJ Moore is still as talented as any pass catcher on that team.
Yeah.
So I mean, like he might have another season in him, and that one season with this offense could be the Amon-Ra St. Brown blow up with the ancillary pictures. But I mean, this offense is really just like, when you look at it, the two I'm always excited to draft is Caleb and DeAndre Swift. I think that's the safest bet because pass catching wise, it's just, there's so many absolute dynamite players to be able to pick one is crazy.
Yep.
Well, I was trying to get my pick out of Rock, but he's over there having a party, so I just made 2 picks.
Man,
this dude is crazy, man.
You're putting your cursor over the guy, and I was going like this. And then you kept looking at other sorry ass players. I'm like,
see, that's what made me mad because I thought you were giving my take a thumbs up. So I was rolling with confidence based on you, Rock, and now I'm learning that you weren't even listening.
But Rock,
Matty, whatever you say, I have full confidence in. Don't worry about it.
But Rock, when I go to the board, I can't see us. I'm on the other screen, so I don't see anything you're doing. I'm looking at the board.
Oh, shit.
My boy Patty Mills says he cooking, man. Let's check him out right quick, man. He got Junkins, Trey Harris, Sampson, Chase, St. Brown. He got Stroud, JJ, Kittle. Yes, you're cooking, brother. If you just wanted to brag, you got it, man.
He just wanted to feel good about himself.
You wanted to brag, we got you, Playboy. We got you, man. And D-Walk, you know you supposed to take Addison, man. You slacking, man. All right. You passing? All right, well. Instead of passing the son, you got to add a son, man. That's how you got to do it out here, my man.
Connor wants to do more rounds. He's kind of sad that it's almost over. But that's
yeah,
fine.
we do 13 now. We trying to get the people something to wait for next week, man. We started off with, I think, 15.
Yeah,
we might even went 18 one time, Rock. Did we go 18 one time?
We did, and then we spent like 2 more hours just breaking down every freaking team. We were like, we're never doing that again.
Yeah,
that was just too much.
Nah, 13 I think is right. Because after the round 13 or 14, bro, you literally shooting darts. Like, you don't know what's next. You're just trying to build whatever you can at that point. So
what? So can I ask the room a question here?
Yeah.
No.
I've been waiting all night, Cody.
Is Anthony Richardson, like, are we still doing this?
He's a buy if you can get him for a third. Now he's at a reasonable price because everyone hates his guts. So, but outside of that, no, he's
Well, I say this. I would probably have taken Addison over him. I probably would take
yeah, he literally could have
he probably
not drafted him in this 13 rounds, and then he would have
to go one more. He would have to go 1 or 2 more rounds down for me to take him right here.
He's literally. Let me see where he's at right now in startups. You guys could take a guess.
I mean, dude, I have him in the 170s overall.
Okay, 170s. Matty, where do you think he's at in startups?
I might even take Devontae Adams over
Superflex
for sure.
Probably right around pick 110.
Okay, and Fizz, where do you think he's at?
Who you talking about? A-Rich?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm so used to the marathon drafts. I have no clue. I say round 12, whatever that equals to. I don't know, bro. Keep it on the way.
He is going at.
So that would be. Damn, that would be round 12 here.
So he's going in the 9th round right now, pick 102. He's the QB 27.
Okay. Yeah, so round 12 for me would have been the 9th round. So yeah, I was right.
Yeah, whatever you want to say.
If you take the 3 rookies out, that's round 9.
Yeah, so that's where he's going at right now. But I wonder what he's on KTC. He's probably really dipped on KTC.
Should be.
I'm just so used to this format, bro. I don't even, it's so hard for me to remember where players go, but I can always kind of eyeball it because it just makes sense.
Because he's just that damn good.
I have to make a proclamation now, guys. I've flip-flopped. I love this build again.
Okay.
I'm back on. The fact that I got Darnold on the swing, I feel like I'm bolstered up. I have got firepower. As 2 Chainz once said in his heyday, horsepower. All this polo on, I got horsepower.
Oh my god. He's on KTC. He is the QB 30. He's probably one of the biggest fallers over the last couple of weeks in all of KTC. Pick one. He's the 145 right now.
All right, well, look, we getting on the Moneyball rounds now, man. Rock, I did the last 2 picks. First of all, you didn't even say if you agree with my 2 picks, brother. You just danced your night away, man. What you thought about Zay?
I told you that those were the 2 guys I wanted.
Oh, okay. I ain't know, bro.
Man, we're drift compatible. You don't.
Well, look, I'm gonna say this because I really, honestly thought Devontae Adams and Pearsall over Kamara for you, but I was like,
no, we got Flowers with Stack and Kamara, man. I mean, Kamara.
I know we think alike. I just want to double check, make sure he's good.
You know that Kamara has had more top 12 seasons since he's come in the league than CMC. Did you guys know that? He's actually probably been
been healthy.
Yeah, he's been healthy. That's right.
That's right. So, and the fact that we're getting him how many rounds after CMC, and I'm pretty sure that he's going to eat again this year.
Cody, what's our rule? What's our rule when it comes to running backs? If you haven't been injured, you're gonna be injured.
What? Say that to fucking Derrick Henry, man. I think Kamara and Henry.
Derrick Henry's man. That guy ain't built like us humans. That guy is an Anunnaki.
Yeah, he don't count, bro.
Kamara is an alien too, man.
I'm still trying to figure out how Saquon has been injured so much. The way he built, bro. No way.
Hey, just remember that Henry did break his leg in college or in like his first year in the league or something. He had like a fibula. He broke his fibula. So,
hey, Rob.
He tried to come back during that playoff game. He did not look right. That was crazy.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I gotta do it, brother. I'll let you take the next pick, but you know I can't go nowhere without the MVP, baby. Kyle Pitts. You know
he
how
didn't
we
even
get
consult.
Down. Every single week.
I couldn't stop him, guys. There ain't nothing stopping.
You know the club gonna go up when Kyle.
Let's look at the rest of the players if we can, please. I wasn't paying attention.
Go ahead. I got my pick. You good to go now, man. The rest is yours. I say this. Can I make a suggestion though?
Sure. I would love to hear what you think.
Chris Godwin, bro. Chris Godwin shouldn't be this low.
What about RBs and wide receivers?
We need receivers. We don't need more RBs, but I'll give you RBs and receivers though.
How many picks we got left? 2?
Yeah, there's 2 picks.
I mean, outside of Montgomery, I like Reed. And is Juwan Jennings still available?
Yep.
Wait.
Man, I
like Jaden. Oh wait, no, we already got fucking. Let's go Juwan. We both like Juwan.
I like Chris Godwin though.
All right, fine. Go Chris Godwin. He's not getting any fucking play.
Thank you.
Godwin was the right pick for your guys' build. Your build is so primed to win in year 1 that if you're in for a penny, be in for a pound. I love your guys' build. I think so far you guys are right. Like that's the team I love coming out in Dynasty because I hate predicting 3 years out in Dynasty. Let me get that money up front and play the next 10 years for free. And I think you guys are primed to be that team in year 1.
So, Matty, you were just alluding to an injury rule you have. My injury rule is I don't draft wide receivers or players in general a year after a major injury. And Chris Godwin's still not practicing. So that's the only thing. Like I'm not getting Diggs. I'm not getting Godwin in any drafts this year. I mean, he could very well have a Michael Thomas type of injury. I mean, he tore all of his fucking ligaments in his ankle. That shit is crazy to come back from. He's still not practicing. So I'm kind of worried about him.
Good call. Yeah, T. I think that's a really good point too, and I think that's very important for our people listening to understand that when you're in, maybe don't get too intoxicated with the value of an injury guy because Godwin here is a straight value. There's no way to look about it in terms of
it could be a value or it could be a falling knife. Right, and you don't want to be the one that catches it.
Good call. Right, exactly. I mean, you look at his WARP per game. Chris Godwin had some of the highest amongst all players.
He was like top 2. Injury. He was like top 2
he was
or 3.
Unbelievable in wins over replacement. So I get the allure of taking him here. And if I was in your role, I probably might have. I think I would have. But yeah, I think this is a valuable lesson for people watching to know. Jennings might have been a little safer. Might have been.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. The temperature on Jennings isn't as high for most people. I'm not saying he might make it back to us, but
he ain't because I'm taking him if he's there, boys.
But in most situations, man, people aren't as high on Jennings as we are most weeks. So I think Godwin is the call to me because if Jennings has a possibility to fall our way again, and if he doesn't, I think we can make up for Jennings. But if Godwin does come back by week 4 and is back to where he should be, we will regret not having him on our team, I believe.
Cody, how do you feel about where Godwin's going in and just injuries in general?
I am out on Stephon Diggs because I haven't seen that he took a physical yet. I know he was practicing and stuff, but there was reports that he didn't. This was like maybe 2 weeks ago. I haven't seen anything since that he hadn't taken his physical yet.
Oh, they're waiting for that pink crystal light to be out of his system so he doesn't get.
Hey man, he been getting real physical over there with the BBLs, brother. I think he's fine. Man.
But the Godwin side of things, I'm less worried about. I think he'll miss maybe the first week or 2 or 3. But I mean, that guy. The one thing we knew about him coming out of Penn State is that his body's a temple. He takes care of his body. He's an insane athlete. His wife is what the hell was she? She's a physical therapist, and he's always taking care of his body to the nth degree.
He is, yeah.
And I think he's going to continue to do that. And he's thankfully he has Mike Evans, was he 11 year now? He was Mr. 10 year. Now he's Mr. 11 year now. He done the damn thing. If there's anybody you're going to look up to learn from, it's that. So I like Godwin. I think we're going to continue to get a value on him all the way till the season starts.
Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, I hope him, I hope Rice, I hope all these guys that got injured last year don't miss too much of a beat coming back. But it's just,
and to be honest,
what's the old...
Godwin took like $20 million less to stay in Tampa. I don't think if he thought his injury was that bad, he would take less money. I think he believes in himself to get back where you want to be.
Yeah.
And that's why he took the discount.
But you can make the same argument, Fizz, that he couldn't have gotten a bigger deal elsewhere because of the injury. I think it kind of cuts both ways how you look at it.
I heard he could have had more in New England, but he wanted to stay in Tampa. But I'm just saying,
who the fuck wants to go to New England, man?
Excuse me?
I mean, you can play with Drizzy.
How dare you?
Hold up, bro. You know who you talking to, man? You know Matty in the building, man. What you got going on, right?
Oh, man, Matty. Don't watch that last video about the player haters ball then. Talk about your QB.
Matty about to swerve in that corner on you, man. For real. Hold up. Hey, Cody, that was a hell of a last pick, bro. People hate on Jordan Mason around these pots, but we don't. We don't hate on Jordan Mason. Bro.
We love Jordan. This is a pro Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones show,
sir.
Cody.
I mean, what's the theory behind not being in on Jordan Mason this year?
Hey, Cody, I don't have a theory on not being behind any Minnesota Viking, period, as long as Kevin O'Connell's calling plays, bro. You can convince me that anybody can be good over there.
I just think about it from this perspective. I did a hot take show a couple weeks ago, and the entire thought behind it was, when you think back to the guys that have like led the league in rushing touchdowns over the last decade and had double digit 14, 15, 16, Raheem Mostert, Jamal, who was the one LeGarrette Blount,
Mike Davis,
yeah. But like these double digit rushing touchdown guys, and potentially the idea that Jordan Mason is going to be rushing behind a top 5 offensive line with a pseudo rookie quarterback at the helm, high scoring top 5 offense in a dome with an aging receiving back next to him and Aaron Jones. Like, to me, this is like, put it on the chalkboard, put it on the whiteboard, put it in ink. Jordan Mason double digit touchdowns, if not pushing for the league lead in rushing touchdowns.
All right, I guess Jake Ferguson. Everything else is terrible.
I don't see why Jake Ferguson is his pick for me. We got Dak
over Jonnu.
Yes. Oh yeah, it's gonna be him. Wait, all right, Cody. Can you look into your crystal ball and tell us how the fucking situation is going to go down in Pittsburgh between him and Pat Freiermuth? Because I think it just
Jonnu is the Jonnu's not doing anything with Freiermuth. Freiermuth got his job. Jonnu is he's the Randall Cobb plus James Jones. Randall Cobb meets James Jones. He's the guy that's going to be moving around the formation. You got Metcalf. Bobby Tree's going to last about 2 weeks. Look at that. And I think that Jonnu's going to be the guy moving around. That's going to be.
They're going to use him like a Brock Bowers kind of type. Just play mainly receiver. Oh, jeez.
I think Jonnu's going to look like Jonnu did in Atlanta. Like, frustrating as hell. He'll score when he's on your bench. But this is best ball. Jonnu makes sense in the best ball format. Can I say something though?
What up, Matty?
About Jordan Mason.
Wait, real quick, Matty, before you go on to Jordan Mason, I will say that Jonnu is I think a 9th year breakout. Finally had a top 12 season. Never had one before. And probably not going to have one ever again. I'm just saying. That's probably not good for 9th year breakouts. But all right, go on to Jordan Mason.
You took Jake Ferguson.
Yeah, I was going to. Has Ferguson ever had a breakout?
He did. His second year. I just did the data.
Ferguson just not.
He was hurt last year.
He was Ferguson in football.
You know what? I'm going to realize this is what it sounds like when the Doves cry. I'm not going to argue over Jake Ferguson. He was a 13th round pick for us. Who gives a shit? Could have gone Brenton Strange. We could have gone Dallas. Got it.
Brenton Strange. You could have said Brenton Strange, and I wouldn't have opened my mouth.
Yeah.
Well. Hey, that was Fizz's guy too. I mean, I don't hate Ferguson, but
hey, man, as long as Dak is behind that line, man, Jake gonna eat. I don't know what y'all talking about, man.
How is Beatty gonna get 158 targets? How is George Pickens getting targets, and then Ferguson.
Well, you know how it's because fucking at one point Jaden Blue will be the starting RB, and they just won't even bother running the ball. They're just gonna throw it 40, 50 times a game. But I do want to hear. I'm on pins and needles, Matty, with your Jordan Mason pick.
No, all I wanted to just say was that's why I love Cody, man. He's straight up and down like 6 o'clock. The logic, the love behind Jaden Blue is the same logic and love behind Jordan Mason. I mean, we were salivating over the situation in Dallas, and then all of a sudden the guy with explosive speed goes there, and we're like, nah, let's go with 2 rejects over him. We're going to look silly, I think. And the same thing with Mason. We were all hoping that a rookie, Cam Scatterbo, Omarion Hampton at the end of round 1, Travion Henderson at the end of round 1. We were all hoping a running back went here. Well, they decided on Mason. And now we're just going to decide this isn't the guy. If they chose Mason, we should listen. They chose Blue. They chose Mason. Let's not make it difficult on ourselves here, boys. Sometimes just listen to these billion-dollar franchises making some decisions. I know they're dumb, but they also make things easier for us if we listen.
One of the first moves during the offseason, I think it was like day 2 or day 3, they gave up a 3rd-round pick for him. I think that's definitely saying something, Matty. So I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I mean, if they had used that 3rd-round pick on one of the running backs that went in the 3rd round, a la Caleb Johnson, we'd all be like, woo!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So they decided to allocate that asset to Mason. I know he's not as awesome and is as exciting as Caleb Johnson or as young, but at the same time, like, let's also not act like taking Jordan Mason ahead of Rashid Shaheed was a tough decision, you know?
Yeah, he was a top 12 RB last year. If people forget.
Right,
people were giving up 1st-round picks for Jordan Mason last year. So
and laughing about it, being like, "Ha steal, heist of the century for sure."
Who's laughing now? All right, we're done with the.
Well, I was gonna say we are done with the draft. We completed it, and we usually go through each team, break it down, but we had EV on 2 weeks ago, and he kind of broke it down in like 5 minutes. I was like, damn, it's the fastest.
It was the craziest thing.
It actually was a perfect way to finish it. So I just say, since we had 2 guests, we'll let y'all break down your own teams or vice versa. Matter of fact, Cody, you break down Matty's team. Matty, you break down Cody's team. And then we'll let y'all just go through the whole list, give us y'all ups and downs, highs and lows, and we get on up out of here, man. So Cody, you go Matty first since he was the 1-on-1. Matty, you jump back with Cody, and then y'all break down the rest of the teams together. We'll add in what we need to add in, and we're going to get up out of here, man.
Well, I think first off, it was fun to see Matty go Genty, Robinson, Gibbs. Everyone, we wanted to see it. But I think there's multiple avenues at which he could have taken to get here, and it would have been a little more fruitful and not having included Tua Tagovailoa or Christian McCaffrey. I know you grimaced a little bit when I took Fields off you at 8-12. If you would have hypothetically taken Olave and Fields, I would feel a little bit differently about the roster. But I think top to bottom, it's pretty strong at running back. Quarterback, I think you're fine. Tight end, I love tight end. I love Mason Taylor long term. I love Andrews, at least in 2025. Receiver, though, I think you're going to be in a little bit of. I mean, you're a hit across the middle from Olave, Brandon Ayuk and Pearsall being who Brandon Ayuk and Pearsall are, and JSN being JSN. Like, it's just like there's too many things that I think can happen really quickly in this wide receiver room that could nuke it. So I think if in hindsight you came back, I think you would have taken a receiver. Maybe you wouldn't have fallen into peer pressure with Gibbs. But I think otherwise, I think it's super sick. I think that this is, if we're playing a real league, and I don't like to continue to just mutter on here, but if we're playing in a real league, I would like to see how this thing would kind of unfold, given that your starting lineup is Genty, Bijan, Gibbs, McCaffrey. You got Kyler Murray in there. You got you got the bulk of the super flex. You got the running backs. You got the quarterbacks. I think you'd be fine. It's just the receiver that really worries me.
I think having that running back room, bro, is just the ultimate brag. Like, you just show everybody, like, look what I got on the startup. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody can have this happen unless you're doing it this way. But Matty, man, let us know what you feel about Cody, and then from J-Mac all the way on, man, we're gonna let y'all two break it down, man. Y'all got the floor. Me and Rock gonna pop in when we need to, man. Go ahead, do your thing, Matty.
overall, I just totally respect, Cody kind of coming into this for the first time and really kind of just nailing the format, because this format
is usually how it happens, Matty. Not to cut you off, but every show, me and Roger say that the guests always kick our ass every time, bro. They
well, you guys have
every time, man.
You guys have like a portfolio for these mocks, so you're trying to get different shares. You're trying to talk about different players. You're trying to make different builds. So like you're truthfully, you guys are at a handicap when we're talking about building solid rosters, because you're trying not to talk about the same team.
Matty, you're giving us way too much credit, because we take the same damn players every draft. But that's fine. I would
imagine. Okay, but listen. But what I will say about both of your teams is I like how both of your teams were built, because I think I typically do tackle startups more in the win now vibe. I do want to take down the prize money early on and pay for the subsequent 5 to 10 years, depending on the prize pot. And I think Cody did a good job here of not necessarily tackling the year one prize, but building a team that is balanced both ways. Because when you're doing this format, you want to stack running backs, because running backs are the ammunition that you can use to win or rebuild in a given 1 year, sample size. And I think going into this with 1 year, we might not give a rat's ass about Jaden Blue a year from now if Jeremiah Love is the Cowboys pick at the 112. But in 2025, Jaden Blue is going to have a lot of value. I think there will be big weeks, especially in BestBall, where he does not have to decide to put that man in his lineup. When he goes 3 for 80 in a tutty early on, that's in the lineup. I like the Pat Bryant in round 3. I think Pat Bryant's going to be a sneaky pick. We've seen absolute stiffs be good with Sean Payton, Taysom Hill, Devon Vele, anybody? I mean, we're talking about stiffs. Pat Bryant's got a little more, he's got a little more prospect in him than that. And then, I mean, Cody knows he's after my heart, going Neighbors, Caleb, Garrett Wilson, Roma Dunze. I mean, those are some of my favorite players in all of football. I think this time next year, we'll be looking back at 2025 as Garrett Wilson being the man we all missed, the obvious guy we all missed. He's way too talented, and just sometimes guys can just intrinsically get open and get the ball. I think that's a Garrett Wilson type of player. So to get him, I think Cody put himself in a driver's seat now, where if he's win now, he's got the running back depth to win now. And if he finds that, Keon didn't hit, TJ Hawkinson isn't firing at all cylinders because of JJ McCarthy, maybe Justin Fields isn't necessarily the rusher we thought, all of a sudden Brian Robinson might be running back 16 come Halloween. He can flip that asset. Najee has a couple of big weeks, big spike weeks, flip that asset. Mason, he's definitely going to be able to cash in on around 13 in this draft, or around 8 or 9 overall. Cash in on that. I think setting yourself up to not only win now, if that's what your team dictates, but also cash in if you're not ready to win, is kind of the way to nail these type of drafts.
Yeah, and I really like also with what Cody did with the double stack. He got Caleb, Rome, and he has Wilson and Fields. And I think
it's cool.
The thing that people need to start thinking more about with Fields is unless he gets hurt, he is going to start the entire season. And the last time he started the entire season, he was a top 10 QB. So, yeah. So, but no, I absolutely love
with it, Rock. But I gotta. You want to talk my boy Fields, man? I gotta hold it down, Playboy.
Yeah. So hope all the best for him this season. I think they're gonna have to. I don't know. They're going to have to run the ball a lot with Fields because he doesn't have that many pass catching weapons outside of Wilson and Taylor. I can't even name the fucking second wide receiver they're going to have for him. Was it going to be Anais Smith or the Lizard King, or is he still there? I don't know. But regardless, no, I especially like the upside in all the guys that he took with the RBs at the end as well. Brian Robinson didn't add anyone outside of the draft, and what is it, Krosky Merritt in Washington. Najee Harris, he's been 1,000-yard rusher every year, and they could have 2 1,000-yard rushers in Los Angeles, and then Jordan Mason. I think we already talked about him. So love all those picks. I talked shit about Keon Coleman last week, though, so sorry about that, Cody. I'm not a big believer.
Are you scared of Josh Palmer and Elijah Moore and
No,
I am a little scared of Palmer. Palmer's just been a thorn in sides for years.
Cody, what I'm scared of is their coach not really using him not putting him in the most advantageous situations, and him not getting more of that slot role where he was really good at that in college. They're forcing him really, towards the outside. And when I looked at his metrics, I mean, in most of them, he was like in 70 or worse. So all the ones that I at least care about outside of Yak, I mean, he's really good with the ball in his hand, but I don't know how many times he's going to get the ball in his hand. So that's the only thing I worry about with him.
So you think Jake Ferguson's going to have more yards than Coleman? Is that what I'm hearing? I'll take the bet if that's what we're doing here.
I'm not gonna come back from that. That was too good.
Well, look, I say this to take off for my boy. I took Jake Ferguson. All right, so I'm gonna say that, man. But J Max.
No, Fizz. We win as a team, we lose as a team. That's fine.
It's all good, brother.
It's all love, man. I don't mind. I rock with my boy Jake in the audience. I got another Jake on my team, man. So J Mac, though, we're gonna let Cody, Matty kind of go through the list. Y'all go left to right. Let us know what's popping, what's good. And
wait, Fish, do we want to do every fucking team or just have them pick one team? It'll take like another hour.
That's what we do. Yeah, right. You're right. Because EV messed us up, bro. He got through this shit in like 5 minutes and was like, damn. So I say this, Matty, Cody, y'all pick which teams you want to speak on, which teams you think hit the hardest, was the worst, and then we get up out here on that, man. That's how we do it. So
yeah.
Back and forth, however y'all want to do it. Y'all can do it as a team, but let us know which ones you want to talk about and which teams is worthy of the rest of our time, man, before we get out of here.
I'll just start with y'all's team. I think y'all's team had a chance to be disgusting. I think he did well. I love the value on Pitts. I love the value on Pitts across the board in the sport right now. Brenton Strange would have been a good pick there at the end. Any receiver over Ferguson would have been a good pick, given your roster of wide receivers. I like McConkey, like Flowers, even though Baltimore receivers hurt. Godwin injured. Like I just think if you could have if you guys would have communicated a little bit better, I think that your team would be by far and away my favorite. Not even close. I would say.
I agree with you, Cody. I think
I love Caleb, Derek, Kamara, the three quarter. Like I think y'all's team is this close to being my runaway favorite. I'll just state off the jump.
Well, thank you. That's very nice of you to say.
That's my answer, brother. That's my answer.
Matty. Team? I'm still looking through everything.
For me, I got to be honest. Team 3, I think that's the ugliest team that has the chance to absolutely slap diddly. I think Team 3 is just one of those that no one's going to give credit to, but when you really kind of give a look through, this team is kind of filthy. It's pretty dirt nasty.
Yeah.
Lamb, awesome. Nico, awesome. I'm a big believer in Travis Hunter. Those set of dragons right there for your 1, 2, 3 receivers could burn down villages. I do believe there is a range of outcomes where DK Metcalf, we see 140 targets go that way. And can you imagine that athlete getting 140 targets?
And he got Aaron Rodgers to kind of help it out, right?
Right. And then you look at it, you're like, oh, man, his running back's weak. Not necessarily. Jonathan Taylor and Joe Mixon, we could be looking up at by Halloween and being like, damn, those are 2 top 10 running backs. Then Cam Scatterbo, Bashal Tootin, like those guys are the type of running backs you want to buy into that could emerge at some point. He's got Evan Ingram, who, we could fall asleep all we want, but all of a sudden he could be a top 7, 8 tight end. Myers is perennially a good, he's an overperformer and based on ADP. He's always a way better warp performer than he is an ADP guy. Best ball God, as our guy ATM says. I think Team 3 might kind of be low key nasty.
Dude, if they took Mason instead of Myers, I mean, that would be, I think that would have done a lot to that running back room for me.
I agree, and I think he could have went Mason and Myers on the comeback around. If we expanded another round, I do think Myers might have been there.
I would agree with that. I
don't know. We would have took Myers behind Godwin. Myers
over Ferguson, over your guy, your favorite player in the league.
We would have took Myers over Ferguson. 100%. You wouldn't have made it back. I'll tell you that now. And Ferguson, don't forget, that was just we still had a pick after Ferguson. So we had 2 picks. He definitely would have been taken. So
true. Yeah, I think low key team 3 was nasty.
Yeah, I like Brian's team as well.
Can we roast a team?
Yeah, 100%. Yes. That's why we're here, brother.
I think Team 9 actually absolutely blows.
D-Walk was talking all the trash about me in the chat too, man. Shout out D-Walk, man. How you feeling about my boy Walk, man? Shout out D-Walk. How you feeling about it, man? Why you feeling that way, man?
Well, I think it absolutely blows because I think Penix is I didn't mean to say Penix. I think Richardson's toast. I don't think Shaheed's a good pick. I think Barkley and Dynasty is it's fine. He's got the Hurts Barkley stack, which in theory sounds good. Rice, I think you're playing with food here. I didn't mean to say that because his literal name is Rice, but you're playing with yourself here because I think that the upside for Rice in a world where Mahomes, Rice is 200 targets. But with Worthy and Kelsey, and they want to run the football and stuff I just don't think that it comes to fruition. I love Harrison. I just think that the structure of this thing blows, I guess, in whole. And I don't like Pearsall as much as I once did. I think this tight end room kind of stinks. So yeah, I think it blows, D-Walk. Shout out to you though.
D, honestly, this is the team you're going to have to sell your first over the next 3 years, your second over the next 3 years to make sure that you don't put yourself in Foxville, because this is a team that if you don't win it early, I think this team could be screwed. Dude.
Yeah. That's the best way to get yourself screwed, though, Matty, is give away all your fucking picks.
Right. But I mean, at the same time, if you can go in, I mean, there are win now assets that are undeniable. But to Cody's point, we might be looking at a team that's really just like Barkley, Harvey. Because I'm not buying into Rice because I'm a more believer with Xavier Worthy, I think, than most. I think Hollywood Brown is good enough to cipher targets. I don't think Rice is good on efficiency. I think Rice is good with volume, and I don't believe he sees volume. That's as simply as I can put it. So
he did a lot. He did get a lot of volume those first few weeks, and then he got hurt.
He gets volume. I don't believe with the comfort of a Xavier Worthy, because Xavier Worthy, look at how he finished the season. They traded up to get that kid. Xavier Worthy in a picture-perfect world would be the apple of Pat Mahomes' eye after Kelsey leaves. I also believe more in Hollywood Brown than I think the consensus. And I just, at this point, I don't know if Rice is the surefire asset. Now, I don't hate it as much as Cody, but I do think that this is a team that you have to invest heavily in year one, or just make sure you sell Barkley. Sell the assets. If Richardson comes out hot, sell. Like you need to cover your arm.
Comes out of what hot? Comes out the womb? Because God, I mean, he ain't even gonna play week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
I don't know. I mean, 15. You get Vanilla Vic behind you. I don't know what that means about your career. I just don't know.
And he has a player on the Madden cover too.
I was just about to say the Madden curse.
Fair. Very fair.
It's here. So Dan, you got any bad team, Matty? And then we close out with one last thought of a team.
I genuinely wanted to hate on Team 5 after going bully tight end. But I just felt like when you stay in the pocket and you draft the way they did, I come away liking this team.
I'm not gonna lie. I like.
Are you talking about Shimmy's team?
Shimmy's team. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I wanted to hate it because he went bully tight end.
Yeah.
But now I look at it and it's like, yeah, you got some very middle of the road quarterbacks, but in best ball, you don't have to make that choice. Jacobson, Hall, Swift. I like Swift. All of a sudden, Tyreek Hill returns back that 2023 warp as opposed to 2024 warp, and Hill, Evans. It's very fragile. The margin for error on this team is thin. But I think at the end of the day, in fantasy football, we are all operating on thin ice. We can't necessarily pussyfoot around here. Sometimes you have to go for broke. And I wanted, like I said, I wanted to hate this team, Shimmy, but at the end, I kind of like it.
I mean, Coop has broken it down. If you do believe that Cam Ward does sneak into the top 12, if you have two top 12 quarterbacks in Goff and Ward, that's the most optimal lineup. you could possibly have because you spent all your other picks before you got those guys on those like Bowers, McBride, Hall, all those power, what is it called, playmakers in those skilled positions. So that is it is a fine needle to be able to thread, but I don't know, it could actually surprise some people with this team.
I also want to say this too. I just put a video out in the South Harmon Fantasy Football channel. Check it out. Warp Trends, top 5 Warp Trends heading into this year. And when I look over the value of tight end, it really is a put up or just punt position. And we see routinely the top 6 or 7, guys in terms of ADP becoming the 3 most valuable tight ends. So to kind of put your chips in the middle on Bowers and McBride, that could be tight end 1, tight end 2, tight end 3, tight end 4 over the next 5 years, really kind of puts you in the driver's seat. And then again, cashing in throughout the rest of this draft. To your point, T, all of a sudden between Wark, Shuck, and Goff, we can just routinely get 2 of these guys being top 15 on a weekly basis. This team might cook with gas.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, looking over it, I think we had more teams win than lose. I'm looking at Team 11 with, getting Allen, May, and Love, Achan, Walker. Then he cleaned up with his receivers late. All best ball kind of sort of receivers, but he got the foundation with the quarterbacks, and he got a solid running back base. Patty Mills been bragging on his team the whole time. Patty, your team is stacked, brother. You definitely are playoff contending. George Kittle, locked in as your tight end 1. Shockwave. I like having Dart, Burrow, Trevor, and then you got London, JSN, Adams, really. I mean, Chase, Chuba, Higgins. Like this, I think it's a team that nobody talked about, but I love what Shockwave did too. So I think we got a lot more good teams than we do bad teams.
This is probably the closest draft that we have had, Fizz, where there really isn't really a really awful team, where someone just absolutely shit their pants. So.
Well, yeah. Who's Patty Mills depending on the backfield?
Quinshawn, I guess.
No, he's planning for next year.
Well,
he's going to trade some of his.
He's betting on best ball. Best ball being what best ball is, right? Give me somebody every week different, no matter who it is. So I think he's playing best ball. He's got the
Cleveland duo.
Yeah, he's playing best ball. I mean, but if you got Chase, St. Brown, and let's just say Worthy and Sutton kind of holding you down weekly, I think your running back room could kind of who best man available, next man up. So I think that's what he's rolling with. But
for a team that's projected to score the least amount of points according to Vegas, I'm not sure about that duo in Cleveland. But outside of that, I think we're a lot higher on Dylan Sampson as a value than maybe Quinshawn in his opportunities. I don't know if you guys feel the same way.
Plus Judy in the same offense.
Yeah, that's this guy must be a Cleveland fan or something. I don't know. Is this Adams' team or EV's?
And Chase.
I think he's playing best. He's playing best ball, man. Yeah,
and Stroud and Chase. I mean, he's all in on the Ohio stuff.
Yeah, he playing best ball, man. Hey, maybe he like Bow Wow, man. My boy was from Ohio. You never know, man.
Matty.
But hey, man. That was a draft. Make sure y'all screenshot that, man. And we glad we got my boy Matty back. My boy was smoked out. He had the fume. It was fuming over there. It was something, man. It was cooking. It was the cook up, baby. You feel me? So we glad my boy was here. We glad Cody was here, man. He started this cook up thing with me, and hey, we back again one more time, bringing it back to you. So Cody, man, before we get up out of here, though, want to ask you about this marathon style. How you feel about it? What's next with it? Is something that you would do at some point, or what's your thoughts on this style of drafting, man?
I came in with a mind that was about as foggy as Matty's camera, and I was trying to sort through my dynasty rankings as I was going. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't really get like my hands around it until I made that Adunze pick. When I made the Rome pick, I was like, all right, I know how I'm building this thing. And I just had to stay to the process with running back because I knew the dudes I wanted in B-Rob, Najee, and Jordan Mason were going to last. I had Pollard in the queue at one point. I liked how it unfolded. I liked where I could get my values, and I wished it would have been 5-6 rounds longer, maybe 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, something like this. Yeah, 25 rounder would have been fun. And also, I think if you make the rookie one, obviously maybe 4 or 5 rounds too, could add another twist to it so that, once you do get to the back end of the veteran draft, there's absolutely no rookie picks even in sight. So I like the idea. I also liked how you had it Superflex premium, just a bunch of twists and turns to it. So props to you. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed learning it on the fly.
There we go, man. Well, hey, hopefully we get you on one of these, man. This is our test run. This is the first year. I thought of this probably 4 or 5 months ago. It's our first year actually implementing it. So I think me and Rock got like 4 leagues where we started it this year.
Hell yeah.
Matty is in one of them, so we'll get his outcome. My plan is after year 1, we kind of all touch bases and say, how did this work in year 1? I'm hoping this creates content for people to break it down and say, hey, man, this new thing called the marathon, we might got to start implementing that a little bit. So that's the goal. But hey, man, we glad to have my boys on the stream with us, man. Matty, how you feeling about tonight, man? How you feeling? You cooking? You breathing now? You're back, man. How you doing over there, brother? Before we get up,
I'm back down to earth. I was flying high, Snoop Kiwoom, put that behind us. I'm back to being a professional, doing the thing. But I just want to say this one thing. First and foremost, being able to record with you boys is awesome. I miss you boys. Love you guys. So to do this, fantastic. I also want to put this out in the ether. Every year, Scott Fishbowl tries to put together some unique team builds, these unique rules to get, some flavor in the drafts. Scott, if you're listening, or if anyone can get to Scott, if you want to bombard Scott, this should be the format in Scott Fishbowl 16, the marathon format. Make people do rookies in the first 3 rounds and then get your draft going in round 4 and see, really put your nuts on the table. Do you scout rookies and players, or you just wait until you hear about them all together? No, let's do it together. Let's do it the marathon style. Scott Fishbowl 16 should be in the format of the marathon.
That's what I like to hear, brother. Yeah. Because, Matty, I'm going to be honest, we haven't done it yet, but we got to, I guess we might as well say it while you're here. Because, we know you and EV, y'all doing the redraft thing. At some point over the next month, we're going to do a redraft marathon style draft versus instead of doing a dynasty way. Instead of doing the dynasty way, we want to do a redraft way. And the way that you just said it with Scott Fishbowl, we want to implement the rookies, but make it so that when you do this redraft, almost like your taxi squad, you can't cut those rookies. So whatever rookies you draft in your redraft, you have to keep them. They can't go to waivers. You just got to live with them and die with them. And that's how you should treat your fantasy league for the rest of that year, bro.
I like that.
So Cody said he's back on that one. We're going to get that one popping, man. Give us some time. Yeah. But we glad Matty brought that up. We glad Cody is here. Rock, man, close us out. How we feeling? Let the people know what's popping, man. And before y'all go off, though, anything y'all want to say, Matty or Cody, before, close out, or y'all was good to go?
Click that like button, subscribe, tap into the cook-up. That's it, period.
Subscribe to the South Harmon Fantasy Football channel, Warp.life, baby. Get on it.
There we go. Rock, close us out, Playboy.
Well, I just feel like I'm a man amongst giants. I mean, Cody's literally casting a shadow. It looks like clips on the city behind him. But no, this was awesome. We had 4 people on tonight, and people were ready to draft. I mean, that was like the fastest we had. And also, too, you know what? The thing that I really love about this, Fizz, is that every week people get better and better at this. They're actually listening to us. They're taking what we have to say, because tonight's draft was probably one of the toughest ones that we've had. There were no gimmies. There was nothing given, no quarter given. So absolutely love this. Love having Cody. Love having Matty. I love what they have to say. Love listening to their content. They have totally different perspectives than anyone else out in the space. So make sure you guys give Cody a watch and give Matty a watch with all the content they have, because they're bringing something totally different to the game. 2 of the hardest working people that I know. I don't know if, Cody, your schedule is still the same, where you're on a plane, also driving somewhere to, all that crazy ass shit. It's awesome. It's awesome to hear, because you have your ear to the ground. You know a lot what's going on. So I really respect you guys a lot.
Well, I will say, man, shout out to my boy Rock, man. When we started this thing, like I said, me and Cody started this cook up. And I told Rock, I was like, look, bro, I'm about to just go ahead, figure it out. I might pop some guests in every week. and he popped in for 2 weeks, and he's been here ever since, man. I watched my boy go from the mail room to the big stage. You know what I'm saying? He ain't just writing articles. He's on here every week holding it down. We got to stop, man. My boy say he's among stars. He's shining bright too, man. So I just want to give my boy his flowers. And yeah, man, that's the cook up, baby. That's the way we get it done. And we are out of the kitchen. We appreciate y'all coming through. And hey, I guess next week we'll be back, baby. See y'all. But we got to get one of them things before we go, man. I was going to close, but we out of this thing, baby. Peace.